Brought to you by Wibbins Ribbons. Looking for ribbons? Think Wibbin.
Brought to you by Dooley's Feather Barn. If it's stinky, it's a Dooley's.
Brought to you by Pam's Protection. Threat averted.
Brought to you by Dan Hill's Grass.
Brought to you by Cafe Pinguino. When you're here, you're at a restaurant.
Brought to you by Dolphin Cars. Water you waiting for.
Brought to you by Foxhole Productions.
Brought to you by Delfman's Dry Bread. Want moisture? Go jump in a lake. We're bread.
Brought to you by Yoga for Principals. Loosen up.
Brought to you by Tabletown Town Hall Meeting. Want to complain? Do it in person.
Brought to you by Bort Griggs Carpet Emporium. Carpet your world.
This episode's brought to you by Fly Guys, the 32-year anniversary volleyball edition. Out now.
Brought to you by Wish Wash. Cleaning with magic since 1493.
Brought to you by Franz Franks. 2-for-1 hot dogs? It doesn't get better than this.
Brought to you by Slim Pickens. We're never out of stock.
Brought to you by Dr. Lion, a lion you can rely on.
Brought to you by the Tabletown Gift Emporium, the one-stop shop for any last-minute gifts.
Brought to you by Bjorn's Bluetooth speakers. Takes a sling and keeps on playing. That's Bjorn.
Brought to you by Rats, Hats, and Mats. We got hats, we got mats. Them's the facts.
Brought to you by Sadly Sleep Soundly Mattresses. We're a laugh riot.
Brought to you by Dancing on the Tables, Tabletown's #1 reality dance show.
Brought to you by Daryl H. Pizza, where not just any pizza will cut it. Pizza comes uncut.
Brought to you by Hotmail. This summer, Chubble's Wobbington finds love.
Brought to you by Thomas Thumbtacks. Get to the point.
Brought to you by Foldman's Funky Beet Juice. It's supposed to taste like that.
Brought to you by the Cheese Caves. Better get about it.
Brought to you by Fruity Tooty Hand Sanitizer. Because you don't know where things have been.
Brought to you by Hot Knots. Soft, salty, satisfying.
Brought to you by Art. Art! It's not a joke.
Brought to you by the Wall of Goat. We have spoken.
Tabletown's greatest yogurt takes the choice out of toppings. TTGY. We decide your fate.
Brought to you by Kenny's Kayaks. Idle not included.
Brought to you by Hausman's Trash Can Polish for that Hausman gleam.
Brought to you by GMW Catapults, Tabletown's most popular catapult.
Brought to you by Rentley's Turtleneck Rentals. Rent your future today.
Brought to you by Toad Bucket. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Brought to you by Carol's Crullers. They're fancy donuts. Pay for them.
Brought to you by Warehouse. This Halloween, horror has a new address. Now streaming everywhere.
Brought to you by Trundle and Gerbil Peas, Trampoline Insurances. You heard me.
Brought to you by Al's Aluminum Foil. Leftovers foiled again.
Brought to you by Mango Tango Toothpaste. For when you're a tango guy.
Brought to you by Shred Faster. Shred Faster!
Brought to you by Moax. It costs a fortune, but it's worth it.
Brought to you by Bonut's Donuts. Order online for a bonus Bonut donut.
Brought to you by Waltz Water Bottles. Glug, glug.
Brought to you by Tum Tum Gum Gums. Yum, not a medical product.
Brought to you by Saddles Food Ranch. For the casual cowboy.
Brought to you by Brand Tango Acoustic Guitars. Strum 'em.
Brought to you by Locate My Kid.
They're around here somewhere.
Brought to you by the Committee to Fund Prom. Proms don't grow on trees.